Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games. Brett, come on man, I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys, I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait, do you smell that?
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatchewan in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
Welcome to the rockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
In the background. Good morning, curling fans. Welcome to end number 3 of the Mooibroek Jeu match. Sorry we're a little late catching up with you, but hey, we're here and having some fun. Recapping, first end, Jeu had hammer and couldn't quite execute on his last shot, leaving Mooibroek with a steal of 1. Last end was a bit of a sloppy yellow wall, but hey, Jeu came around and got his 1, so we're at a tie match. Here going into third. We would like to thank you for joining us this morning, of course. This is curling out of the Martensville, Saskatchewan facility. Grand Slam Canadian Open, Tier 2 action. Though Tier 2 is almost a rude thing to call it because there's some very big names at this event. Numerous Olympians, Ramsfeld, Grana, former Olympians, world champions, you name it. They've got them all there. So Tier 2 is almost mean to call it. But that's a testament to how good curling's getting these days. This is the newer format of the Grand Slam Tour. So the winner of this event gets to slide their way on up to the Tier 1 event, get a berth into their little playoff structure, which certainly makes this event all the more exciting. We trialed it several weeks ago in Alberta for the U25 stream, and I can definitely say it made the event more exciting for those in attendance trying their darndest. All right, so fairly standard setup here. Jeu's really going after the steal early with the double center guard. Mooibroek has a corner, but electing to save that for later in the end if opportunity arises, and is now just going to go around the middle, looking for kind of top 4. Take all that guard power away from Jeu. Well, pretty darn good. Walks it right down onto the pin. That's a straight line of rocks. Welcome to Wednesday morning curling. That'll be precipitated by a little freeze. A little bit short's never bad because then you can't hit it because it'll catch. This is Li Jichao. Jichao? Sure, we'll go that way. Throwing second for Xiao Ming. Just looking to put it somewhere in front of the yellow. Dead frozen, great. Slightly in front of it's perfectly acceptable. Line looks a little bit wide here. Certainly not light. It's trying. And it's just going to bounce off the side. Some of us call that the kiss of death. Nothing good comes of sitting beside a rock when you try to freeze to it. Mooibroek will look to just cross the nose and preferably freeze on his own. Then you'd have 2 welded on the button behind a bunch of guards. This is Scott Mitchell being asked for a high precision shot. Typically done with roughly board weight. Sweeper's on it early. Lots of room by the guard. Shows how much this sheet's curling already. Uh-oh, not going to make past the second one. Just a bit light on that. Unforced error there. Heavy was certainly the way to miss on that one. You has a handful of choices here. You could try that freeze again. You could actually go to the other side and create 2 horns on top of that yellow one. Guards, certainly an option, a bit on the cautious side. I'd be a bit leery of that short yellow-red, and then you're throwing up a guard that they might end up using. He's thinking twice about his choices. This is good. Keep control of the front. It's never a bad thing. If ever you're not sure what to do, control the front of the house. So looking for just a, call it 1 rock roll to the left to protect his red one. They're on it early. Overrolling would not be a great thing here. Leave that same hit and flop again. And they're definitely overrolling this one. The benefit in that is that second red is a force point, if you will. Kind of takes the power of a blank away, but still left this little bump and flop. So you can see Sam there saying, hey, let's make sure we push this red one, so don't get too cute. A little less ice, so I'm assuming more weight this time. Scott gets attempt number 2 on this little shot. They like it more, but they're still on it pretty quick. Kind of get the impression this sheet's surprising the players with how much it's curling. Just a little off nose. Excellent shot. That puts the pressure squarely on the shoulders of Xiao Ming. Did peek out a little bit, so there is the opportunity to play, call it hack weight. Get as tight to that red one as you can and pop 1 yellow deeper into the house. Moving on to thirds rocks. This is Fei Zhaoqing, something along those lines. I apologize for any mispronunciations. Again, looking for just splitting up those yellows. Getting the second one out of the house isn't even necessary. Keeping corner frozen would be kind of an ideal state here. Just get past that. Now let it climb up. Ooh, just rolled off the side again, leaving that same hit and flop back on the other side. You really wanted to at least leave a corner frozen. The only option, of course, would have been just a fraction lighter. Get a whisker more curl and a little less bounce. Anyways, this is Ryan Weeb, third for Sam Mooibroek. Looking to play that same bounce and flop underneath of those 2 center guards that Xiao Ming put up to start the end. Must be close. On off. Switching over to the curve. Oh, got a little bit of air. There we go. Once again, a perfect little roll underneath the guard. This time the nose stacked and a little bit tighter underneath there. Xiao Ming doesn't have a ton of choices on this one. His own guards are haunting him, but a double raise is about a daunting call. Basically looking to just chop things off. He's now saying, all right, well, you've earned your 2. Now let's make sure it doesn't become 3 or 4. Running out of rocks to do anything more than that. If you make this corner freeze absolutely perfect, you may open up a chance to sneak a draw underneath of it to cut more rocks out. But it starts with corner freeze on this one. Don't think it has the weight. It's coming in. They're trying their best. Short is better than heavy, so that's the pro side on that. That gives him something he can tap or raise or bump or run or whatever choice he chooses. So now Sam has a bit of a decision to make. He can really slam on the gas pedal and actually freeze another one on your set. Have kind of 3 in a row, if you will. You can even create a little separation if you wished. But that red one that they just put up there is always going to be a weapon for Xiao Ming to use. So you could actually just bump that one through and roll over, kind of as just signaled. There's no need to stay there. There's nowhere that red can put their rock that you can't remove. There's no good freeze, so on and so forth. Team meeting said and done. They're settling on basically the shot they've tried and executed twice in a row now, just a little higher in the house. So hit and flop in that whole line of red, red, yellow, yellow, forcing Xiao Ming to try an extremely hard corner freeze. Ryan Weeb's second shot. That same board weight, hit and flop. Looked like he had a little tiny flare on his release. Can't be wide, they'll drive the red into your own. Bang! All right, that actually was a skinny miss. They can actually hide a red in behind everything, and that makes life really complicated. He'd actually been better off to over-roll and pop out the other side. So, almost a perfectly executed shot, but does create a small chance for Zhu here. So now he's basically looking to probably freeze kind of right in that pair of frozen yellows, as hard as that is to call it freeze, but get mostly buried, tucked under the yellow that just appeared. If you go past them, it can be chipped out. So you got to at least stay high enough that a hit will bounce into one of those yellows. So probably looking to be about second shot, mostly under that yellow. You could conceivably slide underneath everything if you're a little bit heavy. Lots of ice. Xiao Ming doesn't have a lot of rotation on his delivery, so he probably gets a little bit more curl than his opponents with a little bit more rotation. Trying to get every bit of the curl out of this they can. Right there is what they were looking for. I would call that 3 inches heavy. 3 to 6 inches heavy, because Mooibroek can actually chip that out. I'm almost picturing just nose tap, push it into call it the little red house of roof mark back there. Then you'd have 3 yellows sitting in the top of the forefoot. The red would be inconsequential at the back. You could do it with weight, but you risk that yellow one popping out a little bit, which would give Xiao Ming something to play with. You would love to just push that red back and leave a yellow there to take that same shot away. But all things said and done, you don't want to leave a double. So if you're a little bit heavy or a little bit wide, rolling your shooter over and back a little deeper wouldn't be a bad plan. Mooibroek's definitely in the control seat this end, so just don't give Xiao Ming a free out. It's got a curl. Right there, and all right. Nice shot. Shooter rolled off to the side. My bad. You couldn't quite get to nose with the weight you needed, so well done. So Xiao Ming's going to look, just hit this and roll back underneath. If you do it absolutely perfect, you should sit second. But at least you're removing one of the yellows. Currently looks like yellow sitting 3, so you can't just ignore it. You could play the same shot, but that's going to put all your eggs in one basket. A little too early to risk giving up 4. There we go. Normal weight, hit and roll flat to the back of the forefoot. Try and cut it all down. Noses it, which is not ideal, leaving Mooibroek a free draw, or if he so chooses, a hit and roll. Shot for 3. Good news for Xiao Ming is you can't bring the back one in, so, well, to the earlier point, best you can give up is 3, but that roll would have certainly gone a long way to make it only 2. All good. All right, nice, simple control, weight, hitting anything but outward. Trying to get more out of this, but they'll get up to the nose. Little flop in, there you go. Count them up. 1, 2, 3 in the red paint. 4-1 lead for Mooibroek. We'll be right back.
Hey Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
Welcome to therockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, The Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Who knew after 20 years in real estate I'd have to make silly videos for Instagram and come out behind a tree?
Stu, we need to do this stuff.
Why can't I just door knock into open houses like I did in the old days?
That doesn't work anymore.
Okay, so it's because I'm sitting here behind a tree. Come use us for real estate.
Welcome back, everybody. We are coming to you live from Martensville, Saskatchewan. Nice, crisp, cool Canadian morning. We're in end number 4 here at the Grand Slam Canadian Open, Tier 2 branch. We're watching Sam Mooibroek against Xiao Ming. Mooibroek finessed his way to a 3 last end using the double guard that Xiao Ming put up against him, beautifully positioning his rocks underneath top 4. Textbook defense to a center guard. Sliding on in here to the 4th, Xiao Ming goes over for a corner guard. Mooibroek, you're going to want this tighter in. Up 3, you're a little less inclined to chase for points, and more than anything, you don't want to give up points. So, see how this plays out. Even end, you wouldn't mind a blank. Wouldn't hurt to shift the hammer over to the even end for yourself. So Sam's got 2 sitting in the top of the house, as expected. Sorry, top of the 4. Xiao Ming, not wanting to get too carried away with this, is going to move some of that yellow. He does have the corner to try to bring into play. Gets a nice double out of the play. It doesn't bring the corner in yet, but hey, early in the end. 2 less yellows in the house. Certainly not going to call that a bad thing. Now again, Sam is going to be perfectly happy with the blank here. Throw Zhu into an odd end. Keep hammering the even ends. Put a little bit of pressure by burning some of the game off. So he's just looking to hit and stay somewhere in the center, maybe even roll a little bit away from that corner guard. There you go, right in the nose. Tiny little roll away, but keeping the center busy. Xiao Ming actually deciding, hey, I'm not going to let you bait me into a blank, Dan, so he's going to throw up another corner. That should likely lead to Mooibroek continuing to play down the middle, and then now you got 2 corners to try the long hit and roll behind. Mooibroek may even elect to peel a guard. His rock is fairly high in the house. It's not a great steel rock. Sweeper saying it's a little deep. Looked pretty good to me. So now that hit and roll's a lot shorter on that side. So Sam's just going to get the heck rid of that one. At some point, I imagine Xiao Ming would probably just try and draw underneath of his corner guard to try to build the 2. Continue to ignore that yellow one in the top house. Not a particularly scary rock. Can see the wheels turning. Which way to go? Another corner, long roll. Not what was on my list of things to do, but hey, still viable. Turning the yellow one into a guard, basically. Might bait Sam into trying to use it as a run back, and if you get a mistake out of him, then he kind of takes his own rock out in a manner of speaking. The traditional shot here would be use your corner guard. Locking it down. In behind the yellow is more important than depth. Deeper than short makes the run back a whole lot more difficult. So Sam can either peel the other corner or just go up there and double the yellow into the red. The upside is with that angle, his shooter will actually roll over and spread the house out. So long as he doesn't leave a dead gimme play under that corner guard. Ryan Weed throwing the rock. Just looking to get rid of the red. Short raise. Spread your rocks around a little bit. No double. Well done. I can expect a little hit and roll under the corner guard at this point in time. There you go. Looking to bring that corner into play. Not so worried about getting both yellows out of the house. More so just trying to get the perfect roll. And a little thick. Doesn't get the yellows moving. Doesn't quite get the roll. So Sam's now getting away with it a little bit and can roll either direction, frankly. You just don't want to leave it where it is, making the short, easy roll. Sam indicates let's roll back across center line. Yes, it does potentially set up the yellow double, but that's, in the long run, better than him rolling perfectly under the corner guard. And if you set the stagger the other way, then the shooter, the red shooter on the next one, is going to be rolling away from the corner. Gets a nose hit. Kind of almost makes it a second guard. That's kind of what Xiao Ming's thinking here. I can roll behind either of these, ideally the red one, but even the yellow one at least makes it more complicated to get his rock out. You can see there's lots of curl in the sheets this morning. The sweepers have been very active, which is nice. Getting this bit thin. Right there. Stay in the house. All right. You stayed in the house. Makes Sam think about it. This is the scoreboard shot. If there's no reds in the house, you can't tie me. But at the same time, it is second shot. You could go try to draw into the 4-foot and dial up the pressure a bit, but this is the traditional answer. Get rid of the red one. While Sam slides down for his shot, I will again thank everyone for joining us this morning. We are coming to you live on the Curl Stadium broadcast, part of the Curling Zone group. We, of course, encourage you to like us, love us, subscribe, click, add comments, whatever makes the morning a little bit more exciting for you. So Sam's looking to just kind of hit and stick this one. Not a lot of reason to roll anywhere. Just got to stay in the house. There you go. 2 yellows in the house. Pressure still on Zhu, so he's going to be Xiao Ming Zhu. So he's either, you could hit and roll. High likelihood that the other yellow stays shot over it, which is not ideal. You could draw underneath the yellow one like they tried earlier in the end. They're looking at the hit and roll deeper into the house. The key here, of course, is he does have to at least be shot or close to shot. So they're looking to play on the back one. Freeze it, bump and roll, anything that leaves you shot and under guards and hard to remove. Getting rather far out into the weeds here. Probably fresh ice, so you got to think back to the first end and what it felt like to throw a rock out here. You also run the risk of it tracking. A lot of sheets will have a bit of a plateau when you get outside of the 12, but kudos to the ice team here. Didn't do that. So now they're just straight draw, which is also a perfectly good option. Very nice shot. Sam looking for the, call it 6-foot run back. Yellow into red. Sit 3. Force Xiao Ming into a draw for 1. It's not necessary to keep all 3 yellows in the house. Just want to get rid of the 1 red. It's not a great steal opportunity with everything in the 12-foot, but we've certainly seen it work sometimes in the past. These are timed games, a nice feature of this event. So there's not a lot of time to waste. Forces the players to be efficient and make quick choices. Sometimes forces them to rush what they're doing. got to be close. On, off, on, off. It's got to curl a little bit. And an unforced error there. Xiao Ming executes the perfect draw to the back of the house and gets another crack at this. Draw anywhere wide or better and you get your 2. Taking a quick peek at other sheets because there's plenty of other action going on in the rink today. We've got Eubene Park versus Nancy Martin over on sheet 1. That's a 3-1 lead for Park. Isabel Rowana, I always say that one poorly, up 3-1 over Ueno. On the men's side, there's Coley versus Ramsfeld. Coley with the early 3-1 lead. Here's Xiao Ming's draw to the 8-foot or better. Nicely generated skips deuce. Assuming this one makes it. Seems a little on the light side. There we go. Didn't quite pull it off. So, great draw followed by unforced error. That's 1 for Zhu, making it 4-2. Hammer switch to Mooibroek. We'll be back in a couple.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the 4th end break. As you can see, timed event. There's 30 minutes on the clock for a standard 8-end match. So 15 minutes is what you're looking to keep after 4 ends. So both teams plugging along quite nicely, right on par. You get just a little bit more than 3.5 minutes an end. Keeps you honest in your decision making. Teaches you to get your front ends to be efficient. You want them to get their rocks thrown fairly quickly. Standard timing patterns is your clock starts when the other team has cleared the house. That's the easiest way to look at it. And your clock stops once your thrower is in motion. It's called thinking time. So your front end can actually execute their shots in a handful of seconds each, which can be a real good bank when you get later in the end with tougher choices and the skip having to travel down the sheet a long way, so on and so forth. That's just a little bit of a snapshot about how a timed game tends to play out. We see Zhu going back to the double guard idea. It's the typical way to generate a steal, even though it worked very unpleasantly for him in the 3rd end. Sam looking to execute the same counter, putting 2 of his own in the top of the 4-foot frozen together. Front end questioning it, or it's en route. Oh, there they are. Looking to get this as close to nose on your own. Looks a hair light. Sweepers are just giving her. Nicely done. That was an excellent sweep. Didn't quite get it frozen, but they are in a nice line, which certainly doesn't make life too easy for Zhu. This time, instead of going after a freeze, he's looking to just kind of change the angles, kind of like mixed doubles. You're not really looking to take things out at this point in the game. You're just working to make better angles. So he's going to try to push the top yellow one a little bit deeper into the house and leave this hard for Sam to get out. So, if you leave even just an inch of it buried, then that rock you tap up is the catcher if they try to hit it. Just a bit heavy. If they had done that with, back four sort of a weight instead of hack, then those yellows would have been kind of side by side as catchers, and this red one would have been hard to hit. Instead, we've got another chance at this board weight hit and flop underneath everything that worked so well for Mooibroek in the third. So this is Scott Mitchell looking to do exactly that. Roll as much as he can underneath of that center guard. Here's the off nose, and right there. Slight over curl, but really quite a nice shot. Zhu does have room to get a rock in there, and that's going to be really difficult for Sam to work with. Key, of course, being don't bounce off. This is Li Jichao for Team Zhu. Not a lot of margin for error. Frozen, but not heavy. Sweepers are working hard on this one. This is also coming up a bit light. Team suddenly having a bit of a hard time judging what weight on this sheet is. Sam has a hammer, certainly smelling blood in the water, a large collection of red guards, using them to his advantage. Looking to put this one under the guards in front of the tee line, take that corner freeze away. It's strong. There's a window there. Xiao Ming can still get out of this end fairly unscathed. They came up light. The rebuttal shot was just a bit heavy. If that was 2 feet shorter, Xiao Ming's in a world of hurt. But opportunity given. Have to get this red in that pocket. Fei Jacquin. I'm really gonna have to work on that one at some point in time. Apologies again if it's said wrong, but hey, there we go. Fei looking to just freeze this right into that pocket. Not light this time. Starting to walk over. Line's okay. Didn't quite get over as far as they wanted. If that had curled 3 more inches, that was an absolute gem. As it stands, that leaves them sitting third. Sam has no problem with just gumming that up. Granted, any kind of a hit play on that red one, no matter how many rocks you need to move to make that happen, is going to move a lot of yellow. Ryan looking to just kind of get in the way of any play on that red one. Another well-managed rock by the sweepers. Past the guard, got at least tuck a piece under that guard. A little higher than Sam was thinking, but all in all, a great rock for cutting off any strong play on that red. Xiao Ming may have enough of it to chip it up to second. He may even be inclined to freeze his own. You don't have to move rocks yet. You do have 3 more red. If you call it 3/4 corner freeze is what you can see of the red, that's a really good setup. You would actually be able to play weight on the next one and possibly generate a steal out of it. Really looks like he's going to move them around this shot. Call it board weight. Early on the sweep. Gotta get as much as you can to chip that back yellow down and scoot the red over. Tiny piece, but it does get him up to second, which was the primary goal in that shot. Gonna be real hard for Sam to get that red one out. That's at least 2 shots. You could see him play that, call it yellow in the 8-foot, crossover onto it, bang his yellow one out, and leave the raised rock in the pocket. Front end looking at the red, yellow, raise sort of a thing. Front end just nudged that top rock. That's what they're talking about at the moment. Tripped over it slightly as he was backing up. I'm a bit surprised they aren't even looking at that other one. I suppose it opens up the rock in the top of the button if you were to move it with any weight. The upside of it is you can't bounce the frozen red into your own. If they do the red, yellow, red triple raise, if you want to call it that, you could actually move your shot rock. So it looks like they're going to play back house draw and just try to unlock that red yellow. They do have enough rocks to create an opportunity out of this. So if you kick that yellow one back a few inches and leave yours more or less frozen on the red, you should have a chance to really get it out in a subsequent rock. Back line, a little stronger than I was picturing, but pretty close. Really got to walk this one over. On off, always a good sign. Or chip your own over. Plan B. Good news is it actually made that short shot with that yellow in the 8-foot open for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If he did it really good. Drive that one just into the red, kicks off the back yellow. It goes out the side. The one yellow scoots back, and you get 5 or 6. That's maybe something you keep in your back pocket for later. There's ice curls enough that I do think you could hit high enough on that yellow. Xiao Ming now looking to see if he can raise his up another 3 inches to get back to being second shot. I don't think he can get to shot. Quite impressive considering you can't even see any of the rock past that red-yellow guard pair. Again, you could even corner freeze your own. Picture half rock frozen on your own red. Mooibroek can't hit it because it'll take his own out. He'd have to protect against it. Then you could technically hit it or draw the other side or variety of different things. So light and frozen is certainly the pro side miss on this tap shot. being heavy and scooting past everything, kind of like Mooibroek just did, is definitely the wrong way to miss this. Getting close. It's a nice, oh, just tickles the front one. Sorry for that little moment of silence. Two things going on at once here. All right, so Sam is basically just going to protect this side of the house. That red one is the only danger rock, and he's already sitting 2. So if he protects that, it's going to force Xiao Ming to the other side of the house, which isn't a particularly large number of good options. Cutting off that line. If Zhu can't get to his own, you're in a great place and more or less guaranteed a 2. Nice card. All right. Tap, out of the question. Raise, out of the question. Zhu really only has draw to the back of the button. Yep, kind of that. You got to kind of wrap underneath everything and try to take more of the button. It is there. And at the very least, that would force Sam to play a chip shot to only get 2. And if he misses it, you get 3. I'm sorry, if he misses it, you get 1. Yeah, I can do good math this morning. I don't see a lot of play over here, but they seem to think it's going to curl far enough. I struggle to picture this coming across enough to tap the red to second shot. But again, as long as you make it tighter in, then Sam getting 3 is a very precise draw to the button. Here we go. Skinny past everything. A little bit of air up there, a little more than they were looking for. Gonna get it over. Not quite. So close. If they had just papered the front one, it was there. So Sam basically now has draw the edge of the button. I still think that 8-foot rock is playable, but you're not getting enough benefit out of it now with that red one, those 2 red ones at the back. So free draw for 3, already sitting 2, guaranteed to have a 4-point lead, possibly 5. That's a very comfortable place to be after 5 ends. So here's Sam's out-turn draw, trying to get 3. Sweepers like it. Nothing too crazy. Working it in. It's all the sweepers at this point. Weight's close. Just a hair light. Just a hair light. That's 2 on the board for yellow. 6-2 Mooibroek. We'll be right back.
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatchewan in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbach coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
Welcome back, everybody. 6th end underway here on Curling Stadium. You're watching Xiao Ming versus Sam Mooibroek here on a crisp early Wednesday morning in Martensville, Saskatchewan. Sam Mooibroek has, for the most part, been out playing the Xiao Ming team. It's been closer than the scoreboard indicates. That's sometimes the way it goes. So Xiao Ming's really going to have to work hard to at least get a 2 here. It's too late in the game not to at least get a pair. Sam just putting his rocks right in the middle, making them an annoyance to deal with later. Call that a textbook start to the end. Now Xiao Ming could throw a double corner, he could throw split corners, he could rattle those middle ones around to make a draw pocket. Changes his mind and says, I want double corner. Nothing wildly crazy in this setup. With the free guard zone rule, Mooibroek won't be able to hit any of those guards just yet. The first 5 rocks of any end are not allowed to take out a guard. Right where his broom was, right in the red rock of the Grand Slam logo. Sam's just going to add another rock to his pile of yellow impediments. Scott Mitchell looking to draw in front of the other yellows. Basically tying up Team Joe. Tight to the house is better than long. A little farther. Not bad. Not bad. Those kind of halfway center guards do kind of give you a potential to be a guard for either team. We saw that earlier where Sam Mooibroek used Xiao Ming's guards against him. Looking for a little rearrangement. Tap the yellow one back a little bit. Roll your shooter under that mid-length guard. Pretty close. They would have liked a little bit farther over to get the red to kick over a tiny bit, but that's a pretty good shot. It does actually leave the red one accessible for future shots, so fully buried was never what they were after, just at least a corner. Sam can pick it out, but that's just burning rocks, because then Xiao Ming can effectively do the same thing. Sam reading the scoreboard, saying, I got a 4-point lead. I'm perfectly happy just to remove reds. Rock en route, plenty of weight. Looking for about a quarter of a rock. And there you go. Perfectly executed peel in the house. So now I imagine he'll do roughly the same thing. Yeah, there you go. A little bit deeper in. Push that yellow deep into the house. Taking it out is not the critical thing here. They're not going to be concerned about yellows. They're actually going to do their darndest to take advantage of it. So again, trying to flop under that center guard. You could actually overflop a little bit with this yellow wall you're creating. It's over curling on them. Gets away with a little bit of a mistake there. If they'd have rolled frozen to the back one, would have been absolutely brilliant. Instead, it got enough, how should I say it, was thin enough that it rolled too far. And now Sam can just simply remove that rock and roll over on his own. Kind of semblant of the third end where Ryan was playing this same shot. They're not concerned about their yellow one at the back of the 4-foot. It's not helping them, or the back of the button. It's not helping them a ton. Rolling this one underneath everything is the goal. Really tight to the guard. Starting to build a rather interesting collection of yellow in that corner. You trying to figure out the best way to make use of it. I'm still picturing kind of the same shot. You could actually freeze the one on the button, a little bit inside a nose, and Sam would have a hard time getting it out. You could bump that front one again, yeah. He can now do it with weight because there is that other yellow one in the back as the catcher. It actually wouldn't be all that bad to jam this one on the back to make the catching rock a little bit tighter to the 4-foot. Key thing is the roll. Anything under the guard slightly peeking out across the center line would be fine. Still a bit thin. All right, there they go. So now that's rather hard for Sam to remove the obvious way. Too many yellows to catch it. Could draw. Could play a bump with an in-turn. Could possibly cross the face. Sam's thinking run back. Sam's liking run back. So this is where that guard was too long in the first place. If this was a foot outside of the house, this would be a much more comfortable run back. Ryan Weeb with peel weight, looking for a straight back on this rock. Oh! Tried to blow it out of the house with a big gust of wind. Didn't quite catch it. I wouldn't be surprised with, sure, use the angles. You could play a tight guard if you really wanted to. You could go underneath of the corner guards if you wanted to, if you think ahead a few, because that double takeout on the yellows isn't too hard. Right now, for Sam to remove that red is not a big piece, so one of your yellows is likely going to leave. So you could go under the corners. Xiao Ming thinking to, there you go. Xiao Ming was thinking that he may try to freeze his two together. The downside is no matter how you do it, Sam's just going to wail on it and make at least one red leave. The yellow behind it is not of consequence to him. He's also not horribly daunted by giving up two. So this is probably the smart play. Put this one under the corner guard. Thinking Sam's going to play on the red in the top four and hopefully lose one of the yellows, which could, in theory, leave a double, and then you're all of a sudden sitting two. This looks a little warm. Inside out is a not oft used path in the game, so it'll be, call it fresh ice. Now that takes the power out of the double because that yellow probably jams on it. So that is a good 6 feet heavy. Sam's just going to rip this red one out. If he makes the double, great. If he doesn't, not a huge concern because, again, if Zhu plays the yellow double, it's probably going to hit that red one. But in an ideal state, both reds leave here. Other subtle win in this is if he does jam his shooter into that other yellow, it creates a steeper angle, which makes Xiao Ming's double much harder. Normal weight, looking for about a quarter of a rock, or any of the rock. How about a tickle of the rock? So he stuffs the red one. Good for Xiao Ming. Roll was actually kind of good for him. That's a tricky double. That's actually quite hard to do. So this is now basically going to be hit the one yellow stick and just flop on top of the other one, which actually creates potential for a 3. If you end up nose frozen with a hit and flop, Sam's got a bit of a pickle. It is possible to get both yellows moving, but the red shooter will probably be spinning and moving. So if I'm them, I'm thinking hit and flop frozen on the other yellow. Trying to get a little curl out of it. All right, they're going for the double. Well done. Did leave a double back, though. I just didn't see the red shooter going anywhere great with that shot. It was either going to go flying out or roll over to some doubleable spot. But that said, Sam still has to actually make the double. He could go over the top of the red. double that way. He could actually do a thick double. It should spin over the top of his own yellow. It clips it on the way by. It's not a huge concern. End of the day, remove at least one red, and the worst you're going to do is give up two. The only don't in this case is stuff it right straight back on the yellow one. So you got anything from pick it out to cross the face and go across. You got pretty much everything other than stuff it on the back one. Firm weight here. No need to be cute. And there's the over the top. Shooter rolls across the house, all but forcing Xiao Ming's you for one. So here we go. Nice calm. Don't ruin your routine. Plenty of weight. Little setback, which what most of them try to do. Keep it clean. Walk it in. Just off nose. Bang, bang. Two reds in the corner. Split the house. Excellent shot. Xiao Ming can hit for one or draw for one. Either way, you're getting at best one. Another well-executed end by Mooibroek. Sweeper's just keeping it clean, walking it down. Simple little board weight, control weight, nose hit. Thud. There's your one on the board. 6-3 lead for Mooibroek with hammer going into 7. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the rockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Welcome back, everybody. This is 7th end action here at the Grand Slam Canadian Open, Tier 2 action. We got Sam Mooibroek of Canada against Xiao Ming from China. Some of you may have seen him playing last week. I believe it was at the Olympic qualifier. Some epic action that week over in BC, out in Kelowna. Xiao Ming was forced to 1 in the 7th end. Not an ideal situation for him, so he really has to try to ratchet up the opportunity. So he throws the center guard. Sam slides a little bit deep, allowing for Zhu to try to get a freeze in here and just set the stage. Obviously, it's still early. Wouldn't be against another guard. That hasn't worked all that well for him so far. Sam's team executing brilliantly with plays around the center. So looking to freeze the one on the top of the 4-foot. This is with the look and feel of an extended mixed doubles end. 2 rocks welded together in the button with a long center guard. Sam's just going to rattle these around, change the angles, move his yellow back a little bit because it's not doing me any good right at the back of the button. There's the time. Things are looking not bad. With 2 ends left, you'd prefer to have about 7 minutes on the clock. So Sam's getting a little tight on that regard. Does have a timeout still, I'm sure. We haven't seen them use any. Well, I don't know the rules exactly. Usually you get 1 team timeout. This is a little light for rearranging, but getting into the inside of this red one is an excellent shot. Hope Xiao Ming's been practicing his mixed doubles. This is a bit of an interesting... All right. Background audience says 2 timeouts. Thanks for the update. Good to know. So Sam's got 5 minutes and 2 timeouts in the bank to use. So he's not sweating by any means. Xiao Ming looking to freeze or tight guard on this clockwise rotation side. Not sure I love it because the actual way to get the red one out is a play from the other side. There was no way Sam was going to get that out from that side of the house. But all the same, Sam's going to be ripping guards. He's got a 3-point lead and hammer. He has no need for rocks in play. The only thing he doesn't want to do is give up big steals. Take one, give one. It's all perfectly fine. This is Scott Mitchell looking to clean things up, remove the guard at the least, possibly other ones. Swings over the top, but no guard. Xiao Ming's going to have to put that back at least a few times. So we're going to get a bit of a tradesies. So while they're adding and subtracting rocks, let's take a quick walk around the rinks. Giacomo Colli from Italy is up 5-3 on Magnus Ramsfeld over on sheet 2. We've got Yubin Park of Korea up 4-3 over Nancy Martin of Saskatchewan after 4 over on sheet 1. We've got Isabel Rwana tied 3-3 with Ueno of Japan way over on sheet 4. All of this can of course be seen on different streams brought to you by Curling Zone and Curling Stadium. Thanks again for everyone to be joining us and watching us. Apologies again for the change in the schedule. While we don't have control over that, we do still appreciate how you may have signed up to watch a different match. But I hope you stayed and are enjoying this as it is. So there you go. Xiao Ming put a guard up and Sam took the guard off. Xiao Ming puts the guard up. And Sam will then probably take the guard off. Let's take a moment to see what else is going on today. There's lots of interesting activity going on today. At 12 o'clock, we got Serena Greyweathers versus Kayla Skrlik. That's an exciting Alberta game. Corinne Brown versus Holly Duncan. Ontario versus BC. We've got Stapera from Duluth, Montana against Brunner from Switzerland. And what was expected to be this morning match of Maeda versus Dirksing. That'll be today at noon Central Time. So feel free to join us later in the day. There'll be plenty of action throughout the day. This is Zhao Ming Zhu throwing the ever so highly needed center guard back up. He is trying to take a bit advantage of the fact that that yellow rock over there could create opportunity. The peel maybe bounces off and scooches back to the center. It's really crossing your fingers and hoping for the best, but hey, you try to create any chance you can at this point. Ryan Weeb with the out-turn counterclockwise peel. Well executed. Xiao Ming thinking he's kind of running out of rocks here. Figure this one out. He is shot, which is great. That red one can be removed because that yellow-red plunk will get the red out, and yellow will stay at least sitting one. You could tap his zone up. You could actually even freeze his zone if you wanted to in the front later on. Make a kind of staggered tight guard scenario. So he does have ways to force this steal. Unfortunately for him, a steal of one is not particularly daunting to Mooibroek, but at least it's points in the right direction. Quick shout out to my good friend Connor on the cameras today. Good job back there. Hasn't been a lot of replay opportunities, but you nailed a good one. So this is going to be a short tap. So there you go, trying to create as many impediments as possible. I don't know if they can use that middle red in any good manner. I can't see it doing anything other than just removing the yellow. So Sam's likely just going to play the nose double on those front reds. There we go. Broom down. Peel, weight, nose, double. Here comes the fireball. It's got to walk over. It's really close. Gets the audible. I'm assuming he was playing the front two. Possibly was doing exactly that. He was happy with either outcome. So there was that unfortunate kind of slash. So Ryan's throwing peel at the front one, picturing two reds of some sort leaving. A little wide to start with, a sweep for the curl, and then, oh, wait, keep it as it is. Bang, bang, bang. Two reds in the corner, two yellows in the forefoot. Brilliant shot by Ryan Weeb. Now, this is an unfortunate scenario. You wouldn't mind freezing the back yellow, but that yellow guard may actually be in the draw path. It would be really tight past it to make that draw. Looks a bit like he's just going to rearrange rocks. I can't imagine he'd be playing just straight up takeout here. I get there's two yellows in the forefoot, but forcing one still isn't doing you a whole lot of good. I have to suspect this is him trying to push two yellows under the tee line and keep two reds in front of it. They're working to keep the line. You can't cross the face on this. My gut feeling is that was not a great outcome. You could actually play the double on the reds. You could guard it all, and Zhu has Hail Marys left. You could corner freeze the front red one, which would be way harder of a shot than necessary, but you could do it. This is one of those moments where you wonder how often they play with the time clock, because you would think they would have called a timeout for this team meeting, yet either a minute or a minute and a half, depending on if they give travel time, as they call it, time for a coach to walk to the far end. Regardless, you get a free minute of time. They did have 5 minutes still on the clock, which is plenty for the seventh end. So if they're trying to move both reds, it makes the most sense to hit the outer half of the front red one. So not the center line side, but the outside. In this view would be low side. I assume that's what they're trying to do after that little team meeting. There you go. He's got 2.5 minutes left, which is actually a bit thin. So they ran through probably 2 minutes on that team huddle. Future note, use the timeout. All right, settled on just pick it out, I assume, because I don't think you would have wanted to drive the red straight back. That's a perfectly good outcome. Xiao Ming, a little more used to a time clock, immediately throws up the timeout. Good job there, Connor, on flipping that one up on the screen. Red timeout. Now, here's the conundrum. How do you rearrange that to get a point? Because that yellow is just going splat. So we got 3 minutes for red, 2.5 minutes for yellow. That is doable for a full end, but yellow certainly can't waste too much time. They will have the luxury of a lead. Always makes faster, easier. So Xiao Ming looking to just push this one straight back. I can't see him getting shot rock out of it. Forcing one, you'd be down 7-3, needing 4 in the 8th end. But at least you still have a snorkel to keep breathing through. Key thing here is to at least cut one yellow out. Giving up 2 or 3 is quite likely go visit the back benches early. Looks a bit light. Well, they're gonna get the... No, didn't even get the sneaky second shot. Sam's sitting 2. He could play a double. He could draw the outside of the 4-foot, though you do risk tapping them up. You could throw it away and be happy with 2. I kind of feel like how they just lazily went out here. They're just hucking it away. Happily take their 2. 8-3 after 7 ends, and there's the handshakes. Mooibroek wins with a final score of 8-3. I thank everybody for joining us this morning, encourage you to watch other sheets, and certainly ask that you join us again later today. Thank you very much on behalf of myself and Connor. We'll catch up with you around the bend.